Welcome to the tutorial on prime implicants and essential prime implicants in K-map. Now, let us look into some of the definitions, that is implicant, which is a product or a min term in sum of the products, or sum term or a max term in product of sum of a Boolean function. Prime implicant is a group of minterms in a Karnaugh map. Next is essential prime implicant, and this is a prime implicant in which one or more minterms are unique. That is, it contains at least one minterm which is not contained in any other prime implicant. Now, we will look into the procedure for finding the essential prime implicants. So, the first thing that we need to do is we need to find the prime implicants by finding all the permitted maximum sized groups in the minterms. Secondly, we need to find the essential prime implicants, identifying those prime implicants that contain at least one minterm which is not found in any other prime implicant. Now with this definition, it is not very clear, so let us understand with an example what does implicant mean, what is prime implicant, what is essential prime implicant, and how to identify these things in the Karnaugh map. So just to understand the definitions better, we will consider an example of a function f of ABC, which is equal to a bar b bar plus abc plus b bar c. Clearly this is an SOP equation, that is a sum of product equation, and we have three variables which will give us 2 to the power 3 8 combinations of inputs, and these 8 combinations of inputs are denoted here, and the decimal notation also is represented. Now each of this term in the Boolean expression or the SOP expression corresponds to a implicant. So that means each min term is an implicant which is given by a bar b bar, ABC and b bar c. So individually these are implicants. So min terms are nothing but implicants. Now since this is a 3 variable function, Boolean expression, we make use of a 3 variable Karnaugh map. If I want to map this particular function onto the Karnaugh map, I need to convert this Boolean expression into a canonical SOP. So we need to follow the procedure, that is, we need to segregate the terms, find out the missing variable and the missing variables with its complement, and expand the term. So let me do that. So I have the first term, and in the first term we have a bar b bar, and I will AND c plus c bar, which will give me a bar b bar c plus a bar b bar c bar. The second term has all the variables of the function, so we'll leave it as it is, and the third term will be b bar c into a plus a bar, which is equal to a b bar c plus a bar b bar c. So the final canonical expression will have the first term, second term and the third term. So if you observe here, we have the term a bar b bar c and a bar b bar c to be repeating. That is equivalent to saying that a plus a is equal to a. So I can write this as the final canonical expression to be a bar b bar c plus a bar b bar c bar plus A B bar C plus ABC. The equivalent of this would be 0 0 1 0 0 0 1 0 1 and 1 1 1. So let me map this particular canonical SOP onto the three variable Karnaugh map. 0 0 0, so min term 1 here, 0 0 1 min term 1 here, 1 0 1 min term 1 here, 1 1 1 min term 1 here. So when I group this, I can group this in two min term groups. One is this group and one is this group. Another group is this particular group. So that is what is being shown here in this particular part. So you can see the groupism. Now I need to indicate from this particular group what are the prime implicants and what are the essential prime implicants. Implicants I have already told you. Now I need to find out what are the prime implicants. So if you see here, we totally have three groups and the groups are denoted as 1, 2 and 3. So this is group 1, this is group 2, the green one is group 2 and this yellow one again is group 3. So the number of, that is a group of minterms in a K-map. So according to the definition, how many groups are present? That many number of prime implicants are present. So the number of prime implicants will be, because you have three groups, so number of prime implicants will be 3. Now coming to the second definition of essential prime implicant, it says that prime implicant is the one which contains at least one minterm not contained in any other prime implicant. So if you look at this particular thing, you have here in the first group one prime implicant or one implicant which is not present in any other group. Whereas if you look at the second group, that is this group which we had denoted earlier, both of them are present either in this or in this. Whereas if you look at this particular group, that is this group, you have one implicant which is not present in any other group. So totally there are two essential prime implicants which do not belong to any other group. So that is why the number of essential prime implicants is 2, whereas the number of prime implicants is 3. So let me repeat once again what we understand from this. Implicants correspond to the minterms, whereas number of prime implicants correspond to the number of groups that you have formed. Essential prime implicants are the ones which are not a part of any other group. So that is why we have two essential prime implicants here. So let us see that in the numericals that we are going to solve further. So let me consider the first example wherein we are going to map the prime implicants and the essential prime implicants. So we have the function which is given by g to be equal to f of x comma y comma z, which is equal to summation m 0, 1, 5 and 7. So let me map this onto the Karnaugh map, and I can map this as 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 5 and 7. Correct? This is the same thing that I have considered here. You can see the minterms and you have the corresponding number. Let me group this. This is almost similar to the previous problem that we have, but we need to see what will be the end result. So a group of 2 minterms, another group of 2 minterms, and you have another group of 2 minterms. So let me number this. This is group 1, this is group 2, and this corresponds to group 3. Okay, so in this particular case you have 3 groups. Okay, so since there are 3 groups, you have 3 prime implicants. Now, to find out the essential prime implicants, you need to identify the minterms which are not present in any other group. So if you see that you have this particular minterm which is not present in any other group, you have this particular minterm which is not present in any other group. Whereas here you can see these both the minterms, either they are present here or here, correct, in this group or in the yellow group or the green group. So what I can see is that there are 2 essential prime implicants. So the number of essential prime implicants, which is in short written as EPI, will be equal to 2. So this numerical is exactly the replica of the previous one. So that is why it was easy to solve. And the final expression for this can be written as x bar y bar plus x bar y bar, mainly because of this particular first group, and xz because of this third group. The second group is not considered because it's already considered in the first group and the third group. So second group is completely eliminated. Now coming to the next numerical, we have the function which is given by y is equal to summation m 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. So let me map these numbers. So you have 1 here, 1 here, 100 is 4, 101 is 5, this is here, this is here. So if you remember or recall the way we can group them, we can group in form of 2's, or you can group in form of 4's, or you can group in form of 8. So let me consider the groupism. Here I can group this as one group, then I can group this as another group. In this case, the final expression can be written as y to be equal to, say I consider this as A, B, C, this will be equal to A corresponding to the blue color line and corresponding to the yellow. So this is A plus B. So prime implicants are 2 and essential prime implicants are 2. So let us solve the next numerical. You have the function which is given by y is equal to summation m 0, 2, 3, 4 and 6. So let me map 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 0 and this one. So I can group this as in this form, and I can group this as in this particular form. Again I will consider this as A and this as BC. So I can write the final expression y to be equal to C bar plus A bar. Essential prime implicant, as you can see here, there is one minterm which is not included in any other. Then you have other group also which is having minterms which is not included in any other. So prime implicants and essential prime implicants are 2 in both these cases. Coming to the next numerical, that is the last one, which says y is equal to summation m 0, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. I will consider this as A, B, C. So let me map the minterms. So this is 1, 0, 0, 0. 0, 1, 0 is 2. 0, 1, 1 is 3. 1, 0, 0 is 4. 1, 0, 1 is 5. And this is 7. So how do I group them? I can group this as one particular group. Then I have this as another group. Another group. This is another group. And I have another group. So the total number of prime implicants will be the number. So let me write the final expression. So final expression can be written as, so the final result can be written as y is equal to b bar c bar plus this term, that is equal to a into c plus this term, that is equal to a bar b. So in this particular case, even though the prime implicants are 6, the essential prime implicants will be equal to, and that satisfies the definition that we have seen, which says that essential prime implicant is an implicant in which one or more minterms are unique, that is, it contains at least one minterm not contained in any other prime implicant. So depending upon the groupism, because we have grouped here in such a way that we are trying to group all the minterms, but if we were not to group the yellow color ones, then we would have had at least these three groups which would contain the essential prime implicants.